G'day watchers, welcome back to the channel, to this video which I think I'll call a supplementary video on how to change the battery on a Swiss Quartz watch. So what I have here, I've already prepared this by removing the spring bar that's connected to the micro adjustment on the clasp here. And I think the first thing to note is that, you can use a specific tool. And the advantage of using this is, of course, control, because it's, you've got that grip there. You can use a paper clip. Paper clips are great because, you can find them everywhere and they're cheap and disposable. But, you're going to lack the finer control. You could use wood if you can find a good quality toothpick, not like this one, but a good quality toothpick you could use to remove the spring bar. The advantage of a toothpick would be that you can't really scratch metal with a toothpick, so you won't be risking that, unlike with certain tools. You could potentially put scratches on metal watches. So just a quick point. And of course, when you remove it, just be careful you don't let the spring bar jump out. Just keep your hands around it and let that come out against your fingers. And make sure you put it in a spot where it's not going to roll away, because it can easily do so if you let it. So what I have is my TAG Heuer 3000 Professional, an old Swiss Quartz from the 1980s, which I've had for many years. And the most recent battery did very well, but it stopped working recently. So it's time to change it, and I've gotten the battery from an online source from eBay, really. So this is the Renata 395. It's a Swiss-made battery, and I got from Germany, and surprisingly cheap, under $2 a piece. I think I got this, and the actual battery designation you can see there, SR927SW. That's kind of the actual battery model that it is, but Renata calls it the 395, and I've stuck with this because I know how well it performed. This battery was phenomenal. The Renata in here went for 5 years, on a Quartz watch for 5 years. I think that's just amazing. So let's see how we do with the next one. And then in terms of the tools I'm using, well, this is just a standard toolkit that you've seen before. I use this on my regulating automatic watch video, to open the cases. That's just got standard tools in there, and the one that's most important for this video is this one. This is the case back remover, and you can see it's got adjustable 3 prongs. You can change the prong shape. It kind of comes with a selection in the box there, with various shapes to accommodate your different case backs, and you can adjust the positions of these 3 prongs, and I've already adjusted it according to this specific watch. And you can use this to unscrew case backs. Obviously not all watches will have screw-in case backs. For example, this Ingersoll, this is an automatic, of course, but certain Quartz, G-Shocks, for example, will have screws. This is held in by 6 screws on the perimeter here that you can remove to take out the case back. And I guess the less frequently encountered watch these days would be one where you kind of use a blunt tool, and that would be this tool here, a blunt tool that doesn't scratch metal, to pop off the case back. There's no screw in, there's no circumferential screws, you just pop it off. I guess I haven't seen a watch like that. I don't own one, so I can't show you an example. Okay, so on with the battery change too. So after you either, if you have I guess a band watch, you don't have to separate it, but for a bracelet watch, you do need to kind of separate the bracelet out. And then I'm going to use this, basically this stabilizer, this block to hold the watch. You can tighten it using the screw here. And then basically you just use this to loosen the case back. Okay, and once it's loose, you can, I'm happy to just use my fingers to unscrew it. Okay, so pop off the case back there, and there's the Quartz module opened up there. Okay, so you can see the battery there on the right side there. It's got a I guess a metal piece that connects to the back of the battery and connects on the side to the module, and you just want to remove that top bit, which I'll do with the tweezers. Just be careful to put that aside, and then you want to just take the battery out. So I'm just going to use my finger to just ease that out, and there we go. That's the battery. See if I can get some focus. Not sure if that shows out, but you can see printed on the back there is Renata, the same battery that I've bought. So I was going to put that aside and take my new ones and just open one of these Renatas. Okay, so new battery. Pop it in. Okay, so there's a little spring that holds it, and then what you want to do is just make sure you take a look at this piece. It has to fit in this specific model anyway. There's a prong, I think that's slightly longer, so that prong there slightly longer, so that has to fit on one particular side. I think the side that's towards the periphery of the watch. Okay, so I think that's it. Alright, so let's screw the case back on. Nice and simple, isn't it? Okay, so just make sure you get it to bite, right? There we go. So, anti-clockwise until it bites, and then clockwise to tighten it. And then once you reach a certain point, you want to use the tool to just add that little last bit. And it's a very positive seal. I'm not going to have any qualms taking this underwater. Obviously, probably not to the full depth rating. I haven't pressure tested it. Ideally, you should pressure test a watch if you have the facility, and certainly a store should do that for you. But I'm happy just to finger tight that with that tool, and I take it swimming. And there we have it. Pleasingly, that seconds hand is ticking away nicely now. So that's a quick video on how to change a battery on a Quartz module, and a lot of them will have similar themes. You'll see the battery when you open it, generally speaking, and it's a matter of popping that battery out, and you may have to lever out a bit of metal contact, but just be careful to get that back in place when you replace it. So this is a Tag Heuer 3000 Professional. It's a watch that I use many a day in my latter high school days. I haven't planned to review this. I'll put a link to a good Caliber 11 article, really quite a interesting and comprehensive article. Let me know if you want me to do a Perth WAtch style review on this particular watch, and I'll do it. But there we have it. That's the video on a quick battery change on a Swiss Quartz module. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think, and as always, I will catch you next time.